Division 2 here today with just myself as usual, Ben JS, and today we're at round 11 for the Australian Grand Prix. So obviously a few weeks ago we had the real life version of the race, and now we're making an appearance in the game where it's quite different to the real life track at the minute, because you know Codemasters don't update their games properly and whatnot. And we've got 14 or 15 drivers today, I think. So decent turnout for the division as we hope to get underway in the next 10 seconds at Australia, while we have a look at some wonderful pictures of the track by Codemasters, which were definitely not done years ago. So yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'm sure everyone else is glad that Tin Can's facts are back. They'll feature at some point today, because I'm sure them knowing this game and knowing when I've driven here in Australia how easy a safety car can come out, I'm sure there'll be a safety car at some point today. So it's a very sunny Australia for qualifying. Race, we don't know. I think we might keep it that way. Keep it a bit in the unknown, if you know what I mean. And yeah, will be interesting to see. Everyone do their laps and see what times it is they do, because I'm not sure really what times are good here. I know I said I did the track a few weeks ago and I've quickly forgotten what it is we are doing. So it says Sprunky down. Oh, there we go. Game's slowly updated. So yeah, here we have Sprunky. Obviously, I went here last week, so I'm unsure of what the results were. And yeah, it's nice to be back. It's also yeah, nice to see a Ferrari out at Australia again. We didn't see much of Charles Leclerc really at Australia. Neither did Sainz. He crashed out lap 1. So yeah, hopefully Ferrari, I mean for their sake, hopefully their two drivers finish today's race. And with a good chance of points as well, due to the top 12 get points in ISRL, so 3 drivers currently will not make the points today, maybe more if there's more retirees. And yeah, I don't know if it's just my camera, but even though it's very sunny in Australia, it looks very like it's like a Tokyo drift track. Almost says we can ride on board here with EDA Sprunky, and as he starts his lap, losing the back end a bit there, as you do a lot here in Australia, and going into turn 1. Obviously a bit main overtaking points are here, and turn 3 takes turn 1 very nicely indeed, does the Ferrari driver. Early on the power as well, heading down into turn 3 now, late on the brakes, braking around that blackboard on the left hand side, using all of the track, keeping it in 3rd here. Surprise, some people may want to go 4th for extra traction, but keeping as close to the curb as you can without touching it, because you will spin out if you touch that. And the end of sector 1, and quite a very good first sector. Really pushing here, the Ferrari driver, not taking any chances with the penalties, as they can be quite dangerous as they come into the middle part of the lap, as I'm sure we may see. Yeah, no, done that right hand corner, which is not in the game next year. Keeps it nice and clean through the S's, just about keeps it valid. It nearly loses it on the exit of the second fast right-hander, but does it very nicely in the end of sector 2. It's complete as he gets weight on the power a bit too early there, does the Ferrari driver, and has to abort that lap, which is unfortunate because it's looking like quite a good lap. So we'll find it's not Easy Rider, it is Robbie on an out lap. Ariel Mark, Farrell Fury, no. I'm going to have to find the driver. Who is the driver here? Outlap, Sofian, yeah. Yes, Lorenzo is on a lap. I'm not sure it's the best lap on those medium tyres. And yeah, we'll find the next person on a lap. I think it is Easy Rider, yeah. New driver to the division, I believe. Not seen his name before, so if he isn't new, I do apologise. but comes across the line now to do a 1:22.9. So top of the timesheets for now. Whether it'll stay that way, we shall see. As we've still got a few of the drivers that, likes of Ariel Mark, who I know from Division 1. So interesting to see how many laps he makes today. No pressure. But yeah, interesting to see who finishes where. As we'll ride on board with the Mercedes Captain Blade. Obviously, in real life, Mercedes had a quite a decent weekend here, actually. As Leo Zien blitzes the current fastest lap to do a 1:21.4. Very nice lap indeed from the Mercedes, well, Captain Blade's teammate, as I'll get what tyre everyone is on. So Captain Blade through the first sector split now, 27.2, I think. That was a few tenths down on what Sprunky was on for. Obviously he didn't finish his laps, so yeah. Into the fast slow right-hander now, tight right-hander. As you can see from Captain Blade on board, you can cut it quite easily and get away with it on this game. So using that to his advantage, takes a lot of curb into the fast left-hander, and that may be his session out. Yes. So I think that highlights how dangerous this track can be, definitely. Fast left right-hander there, it catches so many people out. I think more so on pads than wheel. It's quite a lot harder for me to do on pad anyway, I believe. So, but I'm sure that'll be not the only retiree or spin that we see there today. As we ride on board with the Williams of Josh. Can he keep it clean? He does. Very nicely indeed from the Williams driver. Heading into the final part of the track now. Can he do this better than Sprunky did? Speaking of Sprunky, he's retired. I'm not sure where, actually. We'll ride back on board with Josh and we'll find out, hopefully. He's binned it on the start-finish race, so that's two drivers there who were both on quite good laps and have not managed to finish the laps, as Josh does a 1:22.4. Yes, it is a second off pole, but it's P2 at the minute, and with two drivers out of the session, I'm sure he'd be quite happy with that medium lap time. Puts him in a very good position for the race as it stands. As we watch Irish Potato this time on the mediums to do a lap. I mean, I haven't seen him for a few weeks, so maybe he's returned from like sabbatical or something, got his mind right. As he's not pushing on this lap, so never mind me. We'll ride on board with Ariel Mark, who's invalidated. I don't know if he's meant to invalidate or not. We'll leave that be. Well, Josh certainly let him through anyway. So carry on board with, I think he's the quickest driver on the track at the minute. So yeah, all is good in the world, and yeah, got nothing else. Not much to talk about, really. I mean, yeah, been watching the football. Had a Mackey's. Life's good at the minute. As Ariel Mark comes back into the pits, and yeah, that's the end of that. As Josh stays out again, so obviously wanting to improve on his medium lap time, 10 minutes left in the session, certainly has the time to do so. So we shall see. Takes that first corner very nicely, cuts the grass perfectly there. You can see by other drivers, they've been doing the same thing. They're kind of doing the lawnmower job for him. Heading into the turn 3 and turn 4. Like I said, turn 4, we had to go back down for third there. It won't be ideal for lap time. Takes that much flat out through there these days. Nothing to worry about. Rides the curb nicely there. And he's on for an improved lap time, I believe. Looking at, he said purple sector 1, so I'm going to take that as a purple sector 1. Once again, Josh coming down to this section. Will he try and push this section a bit more than he can do now? 1/10 up on his lap. Still not really pushing that corner to the limits. Obviously quite scared of stepping in and maybe retiring as his teammate gets out the way very nicely in there. Keeping off the curbs, which we saw Sprunky spin off earlier. And yeah, coming to the end of the lap now. It's been a very, still want to say pushing to the max. Maybe it's medium tyres showing why they're medium tyres. But very nice lap indeed from the Williams driver as he comes across the line to do about 1:20.21. So 3 tenths up. Secures that P2 spot even more so than he already had. And now his teammate behind him will try and beat that on the soft tyres. Josh giving him a lovely little slipstream down into turn 3. Definitely gained him quite a bit of time. So yeah, we'll catch Sofian in a bit as we've got Lorenzo coming across the line now to go into P2 over 1:21.5. So far Leo still the driver to beat on the grid as we've got a lot of people going off and wide and all around the place really. Yes, we'll find the next person on the lap. It's not Josh. Nazarus has just started his lap. Sofian coming to the end of his lap. You'd hope Bassi gets out the way, he does so. So yeah, very nice indeed from him. Very kind gesture. And yeah, we're just chilling really, going through the last sector. Very easy to spin out and keeps it clean, keeps it very tight to the apex. Very nicely done by Sofian there, and comes across the line as we see the missing wheel of Sprunky in the background and goes P3. So top 3 sort of very close up quite a bit there the last 2 laps. There was a second gap, it's now 2 tenths. So Leo's still quite in command really. Yes, we'll ride on board with Mark, who's got a purple sector 1. Seems to be flinging the car around the track at the minute. Obviously, having raced him in Div 1, I know he is quite a quick driver, so I'm sure he'll have all the capabilities to get pole position here today. With his REL teammate watching in the background of Harold Fury. Takes it very nice and easy through there. I mean, nice and easy. And yeah, keeps to the limits there, just about. 2 wheels on the track, it's all good. And into the last penultimate corner now, into second gear. Some people may use third to keep traction better, but Mark decides against traction, which, yeah, his choice. And it comes across the line to do a 1:21.1 and takes pole by 3 tenths of a second. Very nice lap from the Alpine driver. And yeah, there's a AlphaTauri off in and kind of ruined Robbie's lap there. So that would be It's Nazarus. As we've had a new driver join, Vexter. Hello, Vexter. That means another driver that may be able to get points today. Starting Australia at the back. I mean, with the amount of safety cars and chaos that probably will happen, not the worst thing in the world. Oh, sorry, dark now. So, as I think it's become quite a familiar thing to take the fast left-right, not chicane, bit backwards S's almost, go into it backwards, but people taking it very nice and very easy. I mean, I say that Dark's not actually on the lap. That may be why he's taking it easily, but someone who is not pushing is Easy Rider Yo Y108. Unless we try and find someone on the lap. Doesn't seem to be the case. So yeah, 4 minutes then till the end of the session, and yeah, everyone getting ready for their final runs by the looks of it. So yeah, lap is good. Someone who is, I think, is the only person on track, so he will be starting his lap with, oh no, never mind, some drivers came out in front of him, but quite a lot of clean air on this track for Josh. Now, changing over to the soft tyres, seeing what he can do on the mediums, and he was quite competitive to say the least. Will he complete this lap? Obviously, being currently P5 on those mediums, he may want to... The whole problem with the mediums is you don't get the good track position, but if you've got the track position to begin with, maybe it's not a bad strategy. So into end of sector 1 split now. He's 3 tenths up already on his lap. It's going to be a very nice lap already, I can tell. Just by the way the car's handling it. He seems to have the setup nailed down to a T here. Into this right-hander. Spun on my screen, didn't spin on his screen, so continue on. He's going to get a very distant slipstream from Lorenzo in front of us, and he's 5 tenths up on his lap now. Once again taking the S's very easily. I'm going to call it the S's now. Going into the most technical part of the track, this is where you need that downforce and grip, which we've seen Josh have on those medium tyres before. Absolutely abusing all the curbs possible into these last few corners now. Takes it nicely indeed. Got the traction down nice and early. And it's a very good lap from Josh. Will it be enough to take pole? Yes, it will, by just over 7,000th. Just under a tenth, let's say. Because I can't be bothered to work out. It's like 31,000. We've got time to work out. 71,000 as Lorenzo behind him. I'm right on board with him whilst we wait for the rest of the drivers to come out. I mean, it's 2 minutes left and they might want to get a move on. But yeah, Lorenzo chose to do his lap earlier rather than later, and let's see if it pays off for him. He takes a lot of curb there, lucky not to invalidate at the start of sector 2. Going into this corner that doesn't exist on the, well, shouldn't exist on the new game, but probably will, knowing Codemasters. Bit of a tail happy Ferrari there. Not what he wants to. Less bouncing than the 2022 Ferrari, but still at almost a 10th up, and he hits the wall there. And yeah, that is the end of his lap for now. May go on a lap in a moment. Everyone is getting out the way of everyone at the minute and trying to find someone on the lap. I believe Robbie is, so he's obviously his lap earlier. No, he's not on a lap. Vexter, he's on a lap. Newly into the lobby. Obviously must have got back late or something, I don't know. Let's see what lap time he can do. Maybe he's in the D3 lobby, I don't know. To be frank. But looks quite a good lap so far. Late braking into it, takes the curb beautifully there, does the Alfa Romeo driver. On foot, like, I can't do that. So, impressive stuff by Vexter, the villain from Gru. Or Despicable Me. Yeah, Despicable Me, not Gru. If you know, you know. But, no, it's not Vexter. Vector. Sorry, Vector. He's still on the moon somewhere. But yeah, going into this final sector now. It's been quite a solid lap from the Alfa Romeo driver. Obviously, being P14 not saying lap yet, I think he'll just want to finish the lap together, and he will do. I'm going to say it's going to go just ahead of Irish Potato. Ah, no, just behind. My bad. In the top 10, nice lap from the Alfa. As we ride on board with... hang on, we got someone else quicker. Further up the track. We got on board with Leo for now. Being the Mercedes, he had pole for quite a while in this session. He has not really done a lap since then, and he's dropped down because of it. He's got 3 tenths to find on Josh, who is now retired, so he won't be improving. He's a 10th up on his time in the middle sector. That's someone who's yeah, well, another driver off at the S's, but that is the first person I've seen fully try and abuse the S's to the maximum time gain, and he's done it quite well, and he's messed it up there. Gonna have a lot of grass on his tyres going through these last few corners, which will be quite rough, but if he improves, I'm sure he won't be complaining, as he hopes to get past Mark in P2, cross the line. He does indeed for now. Mark right behind him, however. Can he do anything to beat the Mercedes driver? Going across the line now, it is a 1:20.10, and he does it, gets pole. So Leo, brief moment of happiness there getting into P2, but shot right back down. And I think, apart from Fabio Fury, who's invalidated, that is the end of the session. So yeah, there is our grid for the race. Whether it's A dry race, wet race, dry to wet race, wet to dry race, wet to dry, wet to wet race, who knows, but yeah. Ariel Mark, first race in Division 2 and first pole position in Division 2. Josh in P2, Leo in the Mercedes in P3, Sofia in P4. Good qualifying from the Williams there on the whole. Lorenzo P5, Easy Rider in P6, Irish Potato in 7th, Demort 8th, Vector in 9th, also known as Vector. That's my new nickname for him. Robbie in P10. Sprunky obviously retired at the start of the session, pardon me, in P11. Actually kind of got away with it in the end, gets a free choice of tyres. And I'm sure he won't be complaining with that. Especially after retiring at the start of the session, which I also know what it's like. As actually, the Morton Irish Potato on those medium tyres will be in a very good position for today's race, as I'll finish running off the grid. So Sprunky P11, ISRL Dark in the McLaren P12, Nazareth 13th, Bastien 14th, Captain Blade 15th with no time, and along with Farrell Fury in the Alpine starting from the back of the grid for our race. And yeah, if anyone watching wants to make a prediction for the race, feel free, because, well, oh, we've got the standings as well. So Darude on 170 points, he's not here. Lorenzo in P3 at the minute on 138 points, so a good chance to make some ground up. Real DC, who's also not here, I think he has connection issues, in P3. Sofian P4, ISRL Knight P5, Lachise 6, Irish Potato 7th, Demort 8th, and then, yeah. It's very dark in Melbourne. I mean, so could there be some rain? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. There's any predictions? No predictions. All 6 of you watching, 7 of you watching, I don't know. Ashamed of all of you, to be honest. But yeah, as we wait for everyone to choose their tyres outside the top 10, I'll say if the first time watching, top 10 can't choose their tyres, they got to do the ones they use from qualifying, and the top 11th to 16th today will be able to have a free choice. But yeah, they won't next season because F1 are changing it again next season. So yeah, you gotta love FIA for keeping it normal. So yeah, are we complaining? No. I'm saying one of the Mercedes is starting on mediums. Actually, no, of course it is. Oh, never mind. Don't. Yeah. Telemetry. We get ready to go. We'll find out who's on what. So Sprunky in P11, even after crashing at the start, deciding I'm going to go with a soft tyre. I want to make my way through the field. Fair enough. ISRL Dark with an interesting strategy going on the hards, and then Nazareth behind him on the soft tyres. So he'll be wanting to get past the McLaren into the start of the race, and the bottom 3. 2 of which haven't set lap times, so we have no idea what their pace is like. Starting all on the medium tyres, so which will likely see him lead into the middle of the race around lap. What lap do you pit around here? Lap 17 or 18? I'd say medium to soft, or soft to medium, or soft to hard, or hard to soft. I doubt we'll see medium to hard, but you never know. I've seen it before. Actually, no, I have seen it before, so never mind me. And yeah, we see the drivers drive around for the formation lap. I think formation lap shouldn't exist. Let everyone start on cold tyres. More chaos. But yeah, if you're that good at the game, you can control your tyres that are cold. So yeah. Anyways, enough of a rant about formation laps. You can just turn them off in the settings. But yeah, as we see Mark take it very nice and slowly. I think Yeah, I'm not sure why he's taking it this slowly. Your tyres don't need to be that, can't be that hot, surely. But yeah. Josh in P2. I'm sure top three seem to have quite good pace in comparison to the rest, so I'm going to say Josh is going to win. Mark in P2, and a shock of Sofian in P3, I think. I think Australia is not known for overtaking. There won't be many overtakes. There'll be quite a few safety cars, but there won't be many overtakes. And yeah, as we line up for the grid now, wait for the camera to change. If it lets me. If not, we'll just start from here. It's quite a good view, actually. As we wait for Farrell Fury to get to the back of the grid. Is it gonna... There we go. And five red lights to get us underway here in Australia, and away we go in Division 2. Ariel Mark seems to have got a good start. I can't really tell. It's quite misty in Australia today, as he does seem to get the better of Josh into turn 1. However, into turn 2 and 3, Josh seems to get much better run. Almost trying to go 3 wide down here. Josh going for the outside line. Mark defending well, however, and yeah, getting the job he needed to do done straight away, and quite a clean start from everyone, I believe, as we run through the field now. ISRL Dark seems to be the main loser of positions on those hard tyres. They would not be nice to drive around at the current moment. Captain Blade probably got the best start of everyone, from 6th last on the grid to 11th, so good start from him on the mediums, as everyone gets underway here, and we become, as there's actually an overtake side by side into the right. Very risky to do on lap 1, well, any lap, but it's Nazareth gets it done on those soft tyres. Going to have quite a big advantage, well, yeah, quite a decent size advantage at the minute. And behind this is EDA, Sprunky and Captain Blade going side by side. Sprunky wants him to make up for a bit of a mare he had in qualifying, and he seems to be doing that quite straight away, as I think he hits Irish Potato there going into the penultimate corner, allowing Captain Blade to go back down the inside. Can he do anything about it? No, he can't, heading onto the main straight, as everyone's got quite a lot of ERS to use, so yeah. And those medium tyres which everyone had at the start, like, such as Potato and Demorton, not really working out, as the soft guys going to have much better pace in a minute, and it shows as they're just kind of leading the drivers away, as Easy Rider losing this track with the top five. I say that, Leo's also lost track of the top 2, so it seems to be as Sprunky is out of the session. And a virtual safety car, first one of the day. So Sprunky, obviously, he had that crash in qualifying. He may have just had the wrong setup, just not a perfect setup for him today, but not a great race for the Ferrari driver. And just like real life, lap 1, lap 2, there's a Ferrari out to Lorenzo. The race is in your hands really now. That's all I'm saying. Don't get a penalty under VSC, which I've seen happen so many times, but yeah, I'm sure the likes of, oh, that's Easy Rider for you, as like I said, gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car, and he takes that straight away, not as he will fall to the back of the field, unfortunately for himself. As we get underway now, DRS is enabled, so Josh will get that hand of extra, I don't know, 10 miles an hour, 10, 15 miles an hour maybe, on the straights. Maybe 10 kilometers an hour. Not too sure. But you get, your rear wing flap opens up and you go a bit faster in the straights. So he'll be enjoying that, I'm sure, and it'll help keep Leo away, who's falling back quite a bit at the minute. Lorenzo in P4, I'm sure he'll be wanting to, seeing that gap open up and be wanting to make the move quite quickly, knowing that his title rival with, I'm not sure, I'll quickly get up how many races we got left. I'm not sure, I don't think it's much. Calendar. We've got 1, 2, 4 races left this season. So yeah, will be interesting to see how that goes. As he's got quite a big lead to lose there, Derouge. But if he keeps not turning up to races like apparently has happened, and there's a safety car. ISRL Dark, I have missed that completely. As catch you on board there. I think he's took too much curb. Maybe got onto the gravel a bit there, and he's around, and that is everyone. Yeah, everyone put to a standstill really. Josh, I think the real winner there, Leo, would be quite happy about that. He's like, I could get to catch up the top 3 again, top 2 again. Being a world of their own, them two at the minute. Yes, yeah. It's Australia flag time, so I think, yeah, got nothing else to do, have we? It's still early on strategy. I think the soft drivers may come in for a pit stop and may be able to take mediums to the end. They'll definitely take hards to the end, but whether you want to risk that, I don't know. Yeah, we'll quickly check Australia F1 facts. We'll do F1 facts this time round, because why not? Race facts. Charles Leclerc holds a lap record, obviously, with the new track layout that came into effect this year. It makes sense why he's got the track record. It's quite a much faster track. Hang on. As the front drivers all come into the pits, now what do they go on? That is the question here. Right on board with Mark. Goes on to the mediums. So Demort takes the race lead. Irish Potato in second. Captain Blade in third. Vexter staying out on those soft tyres will create a bit of a gap there. So the front two going on to the mediums. Leo actually deciding to go hard. Maybe he doesn't believe those tyres will make it to the end. Lorenzo in P9 on those mediums as well. Safian mediums. Everyone else going mediums apart from It's Nazareth, who after that good start has decided to go on hards, which, I mean, so far the only driver that's used the hards has crashed out. I'm not saying it's a sign, but just take it into consideration. We should get back underway this lap, really. I mean, we've got the very nice looking Aston Martin to gander at. Is that the word? I'm not sure. Actually, gander, maybe. Take a peek at. Yeah, take a peek. That's the word. Got there eventually, I guess. So yeah, safety car deciding to come in this lap. Probably not. But yeah. Australia's been around since well, not the country, Australia. Some people think this country doesn't exist, I mean, which says it all, really. What do we speak about? This track's been here since 1996. We've had quite a lot of winners. Safety car is not coming in this lap, so... In recent years, it's been around 300,000 spectators over a weekend. Quite a lot, to be fair. An Australian driver has actually never finished on the podium since the GP became around at the championship. The best places from an Australian in Albert Park is 4th. And Mark Webber, the first driver to do this. And Daniel Ricciardo finished 2nd in 2014, but was later disqualified from the race. And went on to finish 4th in 2016 and 2018. So Australia, if you're Australian, you may not have the best time here. So Michael Schumacher, most successful driver at Albert Park, 4 wins. Lowest grid slot that has won is 11th. David Coulthard achieving this in 2003. On his F1 debut, Kevin Magnussen came to finish second in Australia in 2014 and remains his best result in F1. Jacques Villeneuve and Lewis Hamilton both did the same thing on their debuts, only other drivers to do so. So obviously, if you're thinking of best drivers of all time, Hamilton, Villeneuve, maybe Magnussen third, you know. The 2007 Grand Prix, as I'm guessing the safety car is going to be in this lap. Safety car is in this lap, so we'll get back underway here. Yeah. Dean Mort's leading us away from the grid, going at quite a fast pace actually. AlphaTauri driver, obviously on those slightly older medium tyres, may get reeled in by the likes of Mark and Josh quite quickly, but shouldn't make too much difference to the actual speed of things because they're brand new really. They've only done like 2 or 3 laps. One of them was a VSC lap. But Mark Mort, when will he leave it? He goes through the last corner. He's left Irish Potato for dust. Can Captain Blade do anything into turn 1 or turn 2? Looking for a move. Can he do anything, however? He's going to look down the inside, thinks better of it. Ario Mark doing the same thing to Vexter. Ario Mark getting a good run, however, on the Alfa Romeo, and should be down his inside by the time we hit turn 3, and he is, and puts a car between himself and his main rival today, really, Josh, who seems to have got an awful restart. He's 6 attempts back already. And Leo right on the back of him on those hard tyres, working well for him so far. For the Mercedes driver, as he's got a 1.5 second gap to Farah Fury as well behind, but quite a calm restart once again from everyone here. Down to 14 drivers now, so only 2 drivers who don't finish will, you know, not get points, which is quite sad, really. There's Captain Blade starting from last on the grid. Last on the grid, yeah, well, 15th on the grid, but so far, been a very good race from the Mercedes driver, all over the back of Irish Potato, but he's got someone who is absolutely rapid flying at the minute, Ariel Mark, right behind him, who will be wanting to get through quite quickly, but I'm sure Mark is going to come to the realisation it's not so easy to do that. Yes, he's going to have to get a run on him somewhere. He seems to have got a run here. Will he go down the outside? No, he chooses the inside line. And he actually hits Captain Blade. And, well, I've got to be honest. I'm pretty sure there's going to be one driver more unhappy with that in comparison to the other driver. That's for sure. Yeah. I prefer not to speak. Stewards will decide for me, but if you want my opinion now, I'll probably say Mark's fault. He did seem to dive it a bit too late. He hit their back wheel. He's not alongside enough. You can argue it's Captain Blade's corner, so yeah. But then Captain Blade should be aware that Mark was alongside him. So, as Farah Fury has binned it in spectacular fashion there, and that will be no safety car. Wow, yeah, out of all the safety cars we've had so far, really. As Ariel Mark once again on the back of these guys, he clearly has the superior pace on them, but he just needs to get past safely, like he couldn't do the lap before. As Leo and now Lorenzo are chasing after them, but they've all kind of spread out a bit at the minute. However, now the DRS is enabled, it's going to be a lot more difficult for Mark to get the move on Irish Potato, as he's going to have DRS off Dean Mort in front of him. As long as he can stick within that DRS, he should be good to go. As long as he doesn't make any glaring mistakes, obviously. So Josh now, after getting past Vexter, who's gone into the pits, I see. I think he may have made a mistake as well. Or he's very unlucky with the pits, but it's allowing Josh to catch right back up to these guys, and Mark is realising this. He's all over the back of the McLaren driver, trying for a move everywhere he goes, but just nowhere to do anything really. And now Josh back in DRS and Mark, and for the Alpine driver, that is things you hate to see. I think if anyone's going for the move, it may be Irish Potato on Demorters. He actually makes a mistake going into the last corner. All of them using the ERS down the straight. Mark will look for the move. Potato defends it off very well, however, and yeah. For now, Demorters stays in lead, but Irish Potato stays second. Mark third, Josh fourth. And Leo looking for the move on Lorenzo looking for the move on Leo, sorry. On the quicker tyres at the minute, Leo can't really do much about that, unfortunately, for the Mercedes driver. Lorenzo now got 3 seconds to catch up to this front train, who are going so slowly at the minute. Lorenzo, if you want a chance to win this race and maximum points on De Rouge, you need to get a move on pronto, which is, I think, Italian for quickly. However, this rain, is it going to arrive, or is it just going to be overcast? Just tease us a bit, saying we can rain if we wanted to. We're just not going to. As I'm looking at the gaps, he's gained a second in the middle sector alone. Lorenzo absolutely flying along here and bringing Leo with him. These guys obviously. Oh, and Lorenzo. Sorry, again, he's really confused because they both start with L. Nearly drops it there and still hasn't lost any time to the guys in front, which says it all, really. On the straight, he's going to begin to lose some time. Ariel Mark right in... as... Who is it round? It's Leo. No. Leo choosing those hard tyres, and it causing chaos, really. As Demorters is now out as well, and that's a safety car. Well... Demorters from the lead of the race bins it on the exit of turn 2, I believe, and Irish Potato given a lucky break here. I mean, what does he do though on those medium tyres? He could pit twice and just go back onto the mediums. He will lose all the positions he's worked so hard to gain, but I don't know, he kind of has to pit at some point. He's going to do Alex Albon maybe and just not pit maybe. I don't know. We shall see, I think, as we head onto the 11th lap of the race. We may need to hurry up a bit. I've got a race in an hour. It'd be nice to do some practice for it beforehand, but you know, who knows? As we shall see if Irish Potato goes into the pits. He does indeed. I'm guessing he'll go on to softs. Don't want to be touching those mediums. Well, not the mediums. As Josh comes into the pits as well, in fact. And so does Lorenzo. What will everyone else do? Everyone else, apart from It's Nazareth, I believe, is coming into the pits. Leo obviously will, on those hard tyres. So has Mark just made a massive error? Here, Irish Potato goes on to softs. Josh goes on to hards. Not sure the thinking behind that one. He may have just cost himself P3 there. As yeah, very interesting decision from Josh there. Maybe he thinks the mediums aren't good or something. I don't know. So yeah, back to Australia facts we go as we wait for everyone to catch up for another lap. As I guess Vexer's not pit, but Leo gets a chance at getting back on to these guys. Obviously, we saw he's got quite good pace in that Mercedes car qualifying P3 on those medium tyres now. He's guaranteed points as long as he doesn't DNF. Yeah, may as well go for it. So apparently, it takes to obviously it's a street circuit here in Melbourne. It takes 290,000 man-hours to assemble the circuit for the season every year. Obviously, you gotta get the curbs in place and whatnot. Quite interesting when you think about it. Lewis Hamilton has took pole at Australia every season between 2014 and 19, but actually only converted one of those pole positions into a race victory, 2015. I don't know if Mark's trying to say hello to the safety car driver or something. He's driving very close to the back of it. I mean, yeah, I think he wants to run away, almost. The 2012 Australian Grand Prix was the first F1 race to feature 6 world champions competing in it in the season. And quite a good race that as well. I watched it. Obviously, if you don't watch it live, like at 4 AM in your living room, you're doing it wrong. Obviously, one of the key moments in Australia, I think, 2008 in the afternoon of mayhem. Just 7 drivers reaching the end of the race, with 5 drivers out on the first lap. Massa and Coulthard had a sizable curve at turn 1 before the race had reached half distance. Lewis Hamilton stayed calm to take the victory after losing the title on the last day in Brazil 2007, and then going on to win the title in 2008. Spoilers, obviously, but there's a lot of is this Glock going slowly in Brazil? That just links with it. And obviously 2009 debut of Brawn GP, which is now Mercedes. They spawned in out of nowhere, took the race victory, and kind of just laughed at everyone else for thinking they had no chance. We obviously had that Alonso crash where he did like a flipperoo, and the safety car is in this lap. So yeah, as we wait to get back underway here, I mean, yeah. What will Mark do from the safety car restart? I have a feeling he's going to leave it late, or actually he's going to go slowly now and leave it go quite early, I believe, because he's got Nazareth behind him on those hard tyres. He wanted to get that gap to Irish Potato and B3 on those fresh soft tyres. He's got to make it 16 laps, however. It is a push in that if there's no more safety cars or virtual safety cars, but we saw Albon do 57 laps, so I'm sure he'll be fine. As Mark leaving it very late. It nearly bins out the final corner, in fact, and to get underway, he has got that gap to Nazareth that I'm sure he dreamed of. Warming the tyres up into turn 1, everyone looking for moves down the inside. Now it's a game of and Potato has binned it into turn 2. That's going to be rear wing damage, that's for sure. And well, I'm sure that makes Nazareth's life a bit easier for now. He's got Josh behind him now on the hard tyres instead of the soft tyres of the McLaren driver. And yeah, once again, apart from Nazareth's spin, it's quite a simple getaway, as we got Captain Blade on the soft tyres now, trying to get past Easy Rider. Quite a lot of wheel banging. Sofian going to come round, make it 3 wide, is he not? No, he's going to stick to it. And Captain Blade, and the Nazareth is off as well now as well. Absolute chaos here in Australia. It's like it's raining, but it's not. And Easy Rider, Captain Blade now in P4 and P5. Captain Blade failing to get the move done on the Red Bull driver. Can he get it done out of the S's? He's got the run on him. He's going to have to send it if he wants to. He's going to think better of it. Easy Rider gives him the route. He didn't have to there. Captain Blade still leaving it down the inside. You don't have to do that there. That's an easy way to get your car damaged. I think he knows that from earlier this race when Mark did it to him. So almost pushing Easy Rider through the last corner, however. And the chase is set as Mark now on those medium tyres. 10 lap old. Lorenzo will be fancying himself here. cut back to this fight quickly, as there's another driver off, Sofia now in the background, and well, it's more of a race of see who can finish the race, if anything, as Captain Blade gets the move done, pushes him wide a bit there. Leo obviously back from P12, almost from the dead really. Now all over the back of the Red Bull as well. Can he make the move anywhere? He's going to look around the outside. Going to get a bit of a switchback maybe. He's going to get the switchback. He's going to get the move done round the inside, on the inside, not round the inside, of the Red Bull driver, heading into turn 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. Turn 9. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. I think that is Vexter, who has decided to retire on track. I'm sure that's a penalty coming his way. But yeah, as Mark is loving life right now. He's 2 seconds ahead. Got up tyre advantage on the guy behind him, and Lorenzo currently still stuck behind the guy with a tyre, who's got a tyre advantage over. Mark doesn't have to worry now. He has to worry at the end of the race, probably when his tyres hit a bit of a cliff. He should be fine, I think, but I think we shall see, I guess, and maybe he spins himself. As Captain Blade, now he's got fresh air on those soft tyres, absolutely flying along. He will be on the back of Josh in no time. It's just whether he can make those softs go to the end. I'm sure Leo somehow out of nowhere looking in a very good position once again as well in P5, maybe net P4, if the captain gets a penalty. So yeah, very interesting safety car restart. A lot of people crashing, a lot of yeah, a lot of chaos really everywhere. As we now have a bit of calm before the chaos once again, I guess, as Leo picks up the first, no, not the first penalty, the first penalty for himself of the day, as he tries to escape the Red Bull of Easy Rider, who picks up a penalty a corner after him. So yeah, not great from the Red Bull driver there. There's Leo now with DRS. Can he get a move done on the Williams as it darkens? I'm sure there's going to be rain. It's getting darker. It's got to be rain. Both got similar amount of DRS. Mark only 1.5 seconds up the road. Clearly, those mediums aren't too great now. Leo's got to recognise this. He's got to try and get past Josh quickly, because eventually those hards will be quicker than those mediums, and I think he may be in a bit of trouble here, Lorenzo. If he doesn't get past, he may be stuck behind them both. Saying that, he's struggling to keep up with Josh here. Josh showing terrific, I think the only driver to show terrific pace on these hard tyres. He's actually dropped Lorenzo from his DRS, so Captain Blade following close behind as well. Those softs will start to feel a bit iffy now, I think. We may see the likes of Easy Rider and Leo catch up to the back of him, and Irish Potato once again. I think with that wing damage, he may be rear wing damage, maybe struggling a bit, but nonetheless he's going to carry on going. Fair play to him. As I say, Josh and stuff are catching Mark as they lose time this lap to him. Just going. I think I'm commentator cursed Josh here, as nearly loses it in the final corner. As speaking of losing it, someone has lost it at the back of the pack. Who was that? No idea. It's Captain Blade once again, fastest lap of the race. Lorenzo once again right on the back of Josh. Can he keep close this time? Yes, he can. He lost. I think he outbroke himself last time. So managing to stick with the Williams quite well here is the Ferrari driver. Captain Blade cruising up to the back of these guys as well. We'll be wanting to hook onto his Lorenzo's DRS any moment now. And all the meanwhile, Mark he is gaining on these guys, but not gaining the way you'd expect him to, really. So yeah, Lorenzo 4 attempts back this lap. As long as he can keep with him through the final sector, he may have a chance here to get past the Williams driver and then almost carry them both towards Marcus. Even though Josh has showed good pace in those hards, he's not got the pace really to keep up, and he won't do for until the last few laps of this race maybe. But once again, Lorenzo's had a bad last sector, and it's just put him way too far back to do anything. Saying that, he's quite close going into turn 1. If he manages to get a good enough run into turn 1 and turn 2, Demortis left the session. He retired a few laps ago, so I can't blame him. Will he sneak one down the inside? No, he thinks better of it once again. Obviously, he got a championship on the line here, Lorenzo. He knows that. I think Josh and stuff will know that as well. But one issue they have is a mighty Mercedes coming at them. Not got much ERS players, does Captain Blade, but he's almost got DRS of them. So if they're not careful, any battling or mistakes or crashing, he's just going to let Captain Blade from last on the grid. He's not going to need another opportunity to get through. He's showing that he knows how to get an overtake done when he needs to. So yeah, as there's a yellow flag in sector 2, I think that's Bassi round. As long as he's not retired, he should be good to go. I think Mark may get very nervous every time he sees that yellow flag pop up on his screen, but for now he's all good. Lorenzo once again going into the end of start of sector 3. He's right on the back of Josh, yet by the end of it he's miles back. He's got the fresher tyres. He needs to get as close as he can with him. Captain Blade right behind him, showing those soft tyres advantage. He's right behind him. Can he get a good exit here? Once again, it's about can he get a good exit? No, he cannot. Josh using his ERS wisely here. Once again, Lorenzo just isn't risking going for a move, which is too far back to even think about risking it almost. As we have Bassi in the pits, I presume that's from the damage he may have, but Captain Blade looks like the one on a mission here. He wants to be the one to get the podium. He wants to be the one to challenge Mark. There's now a penalty clear of the guys behind. Not much ERS to play with if they do get a penalty, but yeah. Lorenzo has the clear ERS advantage here. He's got to play this wisely, because those hard tyres will come into quite good nick at some point. Captain Blade, like I said, he's not going to care about fighting for DRS. He knows he's got the pace to keep up with these guys. If he sees an opportunity to go for the move, he will go for it. Right on the back of the Ferrari driver. This is maybe what Mercedes fans wanted to see in 2022. Expectation versus reality. Am I right? Now Lorenzo, Captain Blade almost pushing Lorenzo into Josh here. He's almost forcing him into making a mistake or making a move. Josh makes a mistake, however. Lorenzo makes a mistake as well. I think that's wing damage for the Ferrari driver. Captain Blade should be through here if he plays this right. He locks up going into the corner. Lorenzo, yeah. Damage for the Ferrari driver. Very unfortunate for him. Josh making a mistake, scaring the Ferrari driver into a wall because he just didn't want to crash at all. And that is definitely damage for the Ferrari driver, and what may be his total hopes going down the drain in front of his eyes. Can Captain Blade now start the charge on ISRL Mark? Those mediums won't be pretty. I think all Josh needs to do is keep up with these guys now. Both these guys' tyres are going to die out. There's no doubt about it. Might even puncture, and he just needs to keep with him. As Irish Potato gets overtakes Lorenzo, I guess. But Kism and EFO Leo now, he's 4.5 seconds off these guys. He's in P4 at the minute, but he's got Irish Potato behind him. Apart from that, he should be comfortable for the rest of the race, but however, going into turn 1, neither of these, Josh is going to go for the move, down the inside. Captain Blade gets a bit too much curb, I think, and he forces Josh wide. To be fair to him, both fair racing here, and both use the curb. Somehow Josh doesn't spin on that curb. I don't know how he's done that. I'm going to ask him for tips later on how to do that, but a lovely battle between the pair of them there, as we see Captain Blade come out on top just for now. But not careful, Leo and so on will come out on top, but yeah. And I think those soft tyres are starting to die out now. Surely not great, but we shall see, I guess. As we got Josh actually down the inside there. I didn't expect it, I can't lie. First DRS, the third DRS zone of the track, and you never really see an overtake here, and they're going side by side for the entire last sector. Who will get the DRS? Neither of them, huh? How's that possible? As Josh does manage to get repassed the Mercedes driver, and quite luckily to him, I think, Captain Blade was behind when the detection point was there, so he should have been given the DRS, but wasn't, so what can you do, I guess? I'm sure Mark is loving this, by the way. He's just drove off into the distance. What he wanted to do all race, I think. It's just, yeah. Josh, I'm not sure why he pitted onto those hard tyres, but he did. May have cost him a race win, who knows. Captain Blade looking really good for a P3 from last year today. I mean, yeah, speaking of driver of the day, I mean, we've still got a few laps left, obviously, and things may still change, but I think Captain Blade's definitely up there. No penalties, so net P2. Seems to be quicker in the dirty air of a driver, just Captain Blade. I know quite a few drivers like that, including myself. You just seem to, I don't know what it is. Yes, you have the dirty air isn't really a problem on the games, so you're just able to chill. You can see the lines and stuff, whatnot, I guess. So yeah. As we head on to lap 24 now, we'll find another battle for you, but this is really the only one going on, so. So yeah, I'm sorry for being silent. We've got nothing going on really. We've got a few drivers following each other. Redfish is supporting Ferrari. I'm sorry to hear that, lads. They've had a stinker today. So unfortunately for Lorenzo and Sprunky. So battling out for P10 and P9 at the minute. Well, P10. Mercedes have definitely had the best day today, which is unusual when you're watching F1 currently. To hear P3 and P4, just like real life actually. Is it not? Yeah. Similar roles to real life. Can Lewis Hamilton catch George Russell? We shall see, I guess. Couldn't in real life, so I doubt it in this game either, but as these guys are slowly starting to catch back up to Mark, I mean, don't know if Mark's just taking it easy, probably is. As a yellow flag in sector 3, there's Irish Potato, who is out of this race, and that is a safety car. Wow. Anyone fancy a 3-lap sprint to the end? Well, you just got one. The likes of Lorenzo are going to be very happy. So yeah, Mark will be quite worried, I presume. Let's look at penalties. Josh has 6 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. He'll be fine. As long as he doesn't crash, he'll be fine. Lorenzo and Nazareth are his main rivals, really. I'm guessing they're all going to pit as well, I presume. You'd be stupid not to pit, really. especially in Mark's position. You got 20 lap on mediums. They're not going to be quick, especially if there is. Let's say Mark doesn't pit. Everyone else behind him will pit. So you're going to have fast soft runners against dead mediums. Yeah. No, not going to work. So yeah, we shall see Mark head into the pits. Josh too. Captain Blade will follow. Now, does Leo follow? He does not. I didn't think he would, actually, because he's got freshest medium of the bunch. Easy Rider does not follow anyone else into the pits either, so Mark has his work cut out here to win this race. He's got Nazareth, who's decided not to pit either. Mark will be in P4, so yeah. We've got these two trying to overtake each other in the safety car. Nice. But Lorenzo out of nowhere once again. Sorry, Redfish, for saying Ferrari are in the mud. They're clearly not in the mud. They're back into P7. And it may be 65 P3 by the end of this race. So Lorenzo, after that incident with Josh earlier on, he'll be hoping to take his position back off him in his remaining laps. Yeah, we shall see what happens, I guess. Safety car should be in this lap, I guess. It's lap 26. Can't really be. I don't know. Will it be in this lap? No, it won't. Right. Did you know Australia doesn't exist? Started an agenda maybe against the Australians? I don't know. Just be interesting just to maybe annoy some of them, but I have seen a lot of people say on Twitter, I mean Twitter obviously the reasonable speaking place of the planet, that Australia doesn't exist, and that when people go there they just go to some other place. And then, so I don't know how they do a race in Australia without going to Australia, but yeah, I mean Twitter's wild. So it is what it is, really. I mean, let's have a look at penalties. So Nazareth currently net race leader on penalties. Then Ariel Mark. Then you skip to Lorenzo in P7 penalties wise. Depends how close or how chaotic the last few laps are to see whether he can get podium or not. So yeah, as we enter lap 27, there's going to be 2 laps of racing after this, and it's going to, if you think start of the race is a chaos, you watch these last 2 laps. I tell you now, it'll be absolute guys, as if it's actually not cloudy anymore. So yeah, will be nice to see, really. And then we'll invite them all, well, not all, invite top 3. We'll down whoever's on the top 3 get an invite for the interview. If they turn up to the interview, they do. They don't. I think driver of the day, we'll do that now before the chaos happens. I'm gonna say with Captain Blade. Actually, I think he's gone from last. He's had to deal with many safety cars. He got hit by Mark at some point as well, which may be a penalty. He's had a very good race. He's shown good pace at all the stages of the race, and yes, he's got a penalty at the minute, which could cost him quite dearly, actually. But yeah, he's he's had a very good race. Nazareth as well. He's been on those hards for what seems like the entire race. He's committed to the course, and he's got himself in P3, net P1 with 2 laps to go. So can you blame him? No. As Leo, who nearly got pole position, will get us back underway. I think he may have the pace to get away slightly, so we shall see. As there's going to be overtakes galore as he goes very late. Oh, He goes and then doesn't go and then goes. And as Mark right on the back of Nazareth, Josh right behind him as well. There's going to be chaos into turn 1 really, as Mark cannot get past. He has to be careful. He touches the back of the AlphaTauri on the exit. Can he go for a move? He's actually going to have to defend from Josh here. They're going to go 3 wide maybe into this corner. Josh going to go around the outside of both of them. Can he get the move done? He managed to do so. He's going to hit a bit of contact there. I don't know who's at fault for that really, but Mark follows Josh through. But Nazareth losing positions obviously on those hard tyres. It's not a surprise that he's going to lose positions, unfortunately, for it to say. You could be Jarno Opmeer in that car and you could still lose positions. As Easy Rider gets overtaken by the 2 soft guys now, so it's a straight fight really this last lap. I think Mark should, as long as he doesn't get a penalty, should be alright for this win. I mean, Nazareth's back into P5. Captain Blade on the other hand struggling to get past the AlphaTauri driver. AlphaTauri driver doing a great defensive job here, side by side with the Mercedes driver. Lorenzo sneaks on through. Great move by him. Can he get the AlphaTauri now? Are they all pack up? I don't know. As he's forced to try and go around the outside of the last corner, which is just never going to happen. Lorenzo now using all his ERS in a straight line to try and get a move done on. It's Nazareth defending like an absolute line, like Fernando Alonso would say. Allowing the other 2 to battle, which are actually saving, as Nazareth is a lot of contact there. Yeah, a lot of words are going to be said about that in the stewards after that. Not great. As Mark's picked up a penalty. Oh, so Leo is actually on course to win this race as it stands. Yeah, Leo from out of nowhere really choosing to not pit under the safety car, and it seems to be the perfect thing. He should have the perfect move really. As what is going on back there? Are they 3 wide or something? As Captain Blades now retired from the session. Nazareth in P9. Lorenzo's now back into P7. I don't know what's happened. Josh is going side by side. Mark's going to be looking for the move here any way possible. He's going to sneak it down the inside of the Williams driver. He needs to try and get past Leo going on to the start finish lane. Will he be able to? I don't think he will. Leo's going to come across the line to win the Australian Grand Prix. Ariel Mark in P2. Josh in P3. Even with the extra penalty. Easy Rider Lorenzo P4. So after everything that's happened today, Lorenzo I'm sure would be happy with that P4. And that is it for Australia. We'll get the drivers in party in a second. We'll run through the grid and then add them to the party. But yeah, absolute. I told you the last 2 laps would be absolute chaos, and it was so. Leo making what looked at the time a strange decision turns out to be one of the best decisions of the race. The Romanian wins the race. I'm guessing he's from Romania. Ariel Mark in debut in Div 2 gets P2, and Josh, I don't know if it's debut in D2 as well, but gets P3 as well. So obviously them lot of the top 3. Lorenzo P4, Easy Rider in P5, Sofian 6th, Robbie 7th, Bassi 8th, Nazareth 9th, Captain Blade 10th, Irish Potato 11th. Oh, Irish Potato, Captain Blade, Vector, Demort, Farrell Fury, and ISRL Dark and Sprunky all retiring from the race. So I'll add these guys to the party now. If they want an interview, they can. If they don't, fair enough. And then we'll just give it, see if anyone joins, and then, yeah. Ariel Mark. Leo, and where is Josh? There we go. Can't add some players because of their settings. Well, yeah, Leo needs to add me as a friend, I think, if you want to join the party. So we'll see if anyone joins the party. Don't know if they will. Give it, I'll say, a minute. Because I've added them, so they can if they want to. If they don't want to, fair enough. Don't blame them. Gives me more time to practice, so I'm not complaining. And yeah, that is the end of the race. So next week it will be... I'm not sure if there's a race. It says there's a French Grand Prix next week. It'll be a modified schedule due to Miami running that day, so I expect it earlier on in the day, which means I may not be able to make it because I'll be at work, but yeah. No one seems to be joining, so congrats on the win, EFL. We'll see you all next week. Goodbye.